Oh, welcome back to Modern Main Speed, and I'll be back with, yes. Hello, goodbye. As you've probably noticed from the intro there, this one isn't a stream at the same time, because there was no viewers in the last stream, and I should have fucking considered the fact that, hey, they probably won't join in, like, when you're already in the middle of a route. That's stupid. That's really fucking stupid. But hey, still got cider with me though. I'm gonna go ahead and pour my first glass of the day. If you got some kind of booze near you, let's go ahead and make this a drinking game area. every time implied and says take a swig again. Anyways, I'm back. After arriving back in my dorm, the first thing I do is fall onto my bed. Thank goodness we don't have school today. Noticed right away the different smells of the sheets. It's the same bed that I use every day. The source of the smell is the lingering smell from Koharu's room. Cannot but smile to myself when I think back on that. Truly happy that she and I were able to convey our feelings to each other. Yes, convey your feelings. Hey, you understand what you're trying to tell us there. When she sent that text, I jumped at the chance and headed out to see her. Not sure if it's a good thing for me to be acting on impulse like that, especially considering my position. Still, I feel like I made the right choice. She said I was like a guiding light to her. She called me kind. I almost want to call her crazy for thinking that. Still, I guess I can say that it's a result of how much she looks up to me and trusts me. Can't really understand why she finds me, of all people, to be reliable, though. Maybe she was asking for help back then when she sent that message to me. Thinking back, I understand it now. She would have never sent me such a cheery text message if everything was alright. The girl I love was sending me a call for help, wholly relying on me to save her. How could I possibly say no? So it's just a random guess on my part. Who knows how it actually is? Though I admitted that to myself, I strongly feel that I made the correct choice. But I'm exhausted right now, so I'll think about this later. Man, I'm wiped. There's good reason for that. Back in Koharu's room, at some point I realized something. Koharu, how exactly am I supposed to get out of here again? So what should we... She presses her finger to her lips as she motions me to be quiet. Huh? Where? On the balcony? I almost feel like I'm having an affair with a married woman or something. She points towards the closet. Though this is about the last place I'd want to be found in, I know of no other hiding place, which is why I swiftly tiptoe over to the closet and hop inside. After a quick knock, the door swings open. I hear two pairs of footsteps. There must be other residents here. Koharu! It's just basically admitting they had sex. Not hiding on the balcony was a wise choice. A very wise choice. However, I can't let my guard down just yet. Try to hold my breath as best as I can, and hopefully they'll leave soon. Essentially what happened after that was Koharu's friend stayed the whole night, so I ended up having to make a break for it this morning while everyone was asleep. It's not a fun situation to be in, to say the least. Thankfully I seem to have escaped without a hitch. So that is the story of where my energy went. I'm so done. I wake up to the sound of the doorbell. I look up at the clock with my bleary eyes. I look at the clock with my bleary eyes. Tells me that it's already past 12. Man, it's already noon. I get up and rub my eyes as I walk to the door. Coming! Sure, come on in. She takes off her shoes and dives headfirst onto my bed. Yeah, I just got up. I see. I'm also happy having you around. Nah, I won't do that. Oh, no, not at all. You're already attractive enough to me. She only seems to be self-conscious about her appearance. I don't see why, though. Looks just fine in my opinion. A second. That's not true. Well, true enough, I'm trying to deflect her a little bit. She really is a sharp cookie. Though it feels like she has a few screws loose to compensate. You know, Koharu, you're kind of a pervert. It's supposed to be an insult. What's up? Oh, you're not in your uniform. She's gotta be half blind not to notice how often you escape that place. No, that was a really mature-ish thing to say. You can tell? Alright, I'll just come clean with it. Koharu? Sweet, sweet Koharu. Your dear brother wants to stop being your brother. There's nothing philosophical about it, like at all. Wait a second, my ear itchy. There we go. What? My whole existence amounts to being her brother? For starters, I'm not even your biological brother, nor am I your brother from a sociological standpoint either. I'm only a brother to you because of one very, very specific reason. Exactly, I'm only your brother because you call me that. That's all there is to it. It's a serious problem, Koharu. That's also the reason I'm not happy. Well, we're boyfriend and girlfriend now, right? So why are you still calling me Nissan? Worst part is, she looks genuinely surprised. Starting to blush now, likely from remembering what we did last night. And she can be really cute sometimes. She can really be cute sometimes. So yeah, they did do the sex. I think of you as my girlfriend. So I'll get right to it. Stop calling me Nissan!
Hi, Nissan!
No, no, no! Were you even listening?
Koharu wa konnani mo Nissan ga Nissan da toyu gainen ni torawarete ita to wa. Dou sureba?
As she panics, I got closer and rub her head.
Nissan?
These pigtails control your sisterly affections for me, so if I give them a tug, you should stop believing I'm your brother. Well, it changed now. Just go along with it. Doesn't matter what you are! You're missing the point entirely. Those pigtails are preventing you from being true to yourself. Right. So all I gotta do is take him off, and voila! Oh, keep the screams coming, I'm digging those. Okay, let's give him another pull. That just means I was bullying her this entire time then. My bad. Absolutely right. Doesn't matter what you got on the outside. It's what you got on the inside that counts. We're being held back by the concept of us being siblings, but no more! Let's see. How about a date? Can't get more romantic than that. Let's go out and hit the town. That's just how I roll. I haven't thought about that. I do have a general idea though. Try to make a breakaway from us being siblings. Breakaway. Fortunately, you're right. What to do? Sounds like a plan. I wonder if that'll actually work for a date. Well, I'm sure we'll get plenty of chances to window shop and do all sorts of other stuff that couples normally do on dates. Didn't she also say that the first time? Alrighty, but one quick thing. Shouldn't be saying ding dong out in public. Odd, I feel like I've said that before. Might be a little less obvious. You came here on purpose. I know you love meat, Koharu, but I don't think this is the kind of thing you ask your boyfriend to buy on a date. He'll buy you on a date, try some jewelry or something. Yet you want to buy enough meat to feed a family? Do you not see the hypocrisy in that? Pick some cute jewelry or something, come on! How did I end up having to order her to do this? Man, what am I doing? Oh, Koharu, that's not a compliment. They're making fun of you. You can tell she's a popular gal around the dorm. Perfect example of how even airheads can be attractive, I'd say.
反省します。ところで、兄さん。
Yeah?
今の会話は恋人らしいですかね。少なくとも兄弟らしくはないと思うんですけど。
I don't know. I have no experience with dates after all. Just like I'm your first boyfriend, she's my first girlfriend. You don't have enough data yet, I think. Let's go. Let's try doing let's try going somewhere else for now.
はい。では、今度はデパ地下のお肉屋さんへ。
Are you kidding me?
声をかけなくていいのですか？
Oh, they watching.
いいわよ。
I don't like that.
面白い漫才みたいな会話でしたね。ギャラリーもいっぱいいました。いやー、近づきたくないわ、あの二人。
She looks so sad. Like she looks so defeated almost.
うん。あの仲の良さは尋常じゃないわ。とても近づけない。
Sigurd lets out a sigh as she watches Kaito and Koharu walk off with smiles on their faces. After walking around town for a while, we decide to head to the park. Parks are pretty standards for dates, you know. Dates, I know. But are you sure about this?
いいと思います。人気が少ないからデートスポットでもあると聞きました。あっちの花畑のところから街の全景が見えます。
Yeah, I know about it. May told me. We start heading towards the spot together. Along the way, I spot a drinking fountain.
小春、喉が渇きました。そこでお水をもらってきます。
Right, I'll be waiting.
はい、行ってきます。
She walks away from me and towards the water fountain. Out of nowhere, a group of kids swarm around the full water fountain. She doesn't seem pleased by this sudden turn of events. Kids were topping off squirt guns and filling up water balloons. She tries to squeeze her way through and use the fountain anyways. As she does, one of their water balloons bursts. Most of the water douses Koharu's head.
やべえ。謝れば許してあげてもいいです。小春は大人ですから。
お前学校どこよ？ここはうちら第一校の水道なんだけど。そうだそうだ。お前第二？第二は海沿いの公園が縄張りだろ？カッチーン！あっち行け！シッシー！小春お前たち子供と一緒にするんじゃありません！
She moves as graceful as a ballet dancer as she waves her way in between the kids. With one fell swoop, she takes control of the fountain, then presses her finger against the hole as she begins her indiscriminate reign of terror.
なんだこいつ！くそ！反撃しろ！水風船爆弾だ！
I think I know what a water balloon bomb is. Water balloon filled to burst with water for the purpose of being lobbed at one's potential enemies. Playing with them makes for a good summertime game for children, with the heat making them a perfectly safe weapon. Water balloons sailing through the air explode on impact, soaking her even further. Kids only have their water balloons and squirt guns to fight back. Koharu, on the other hand, has an infinite supply of ammunition for her hydro diffusion cannon. The kids are completely outmatched. They didn't stand a chance. They're forced to retreat in the face of her relentless siege. Good job out there, Koharu. Sure did. The gaunt figure of a grown girl chasing away elementary school kids like some schoolyard bully. Her slender body shakes as she fires off a cute sneeze. You know, you really got soaked out there.
そうですね。ち今のはなかなかに気持ちのいいくしゃみでした。
Definitely seemed like it had some oomph to it. There's a more important matter to attend though, namely what to do about her clothes. Come here for a sec, Koharu. Take her by the hand as she sniffles and lead her to a more secluded spot. A pleasant breeze passes through the trees, rustling the leaves as it goes. With how drenched she is, she'll start shivering in this wind. Though there's something that concerns me much more than that. Well, yes, but for now we gotta get you dry. Clothes are sopping wet and, I can see right through them. Moisture's making the shirt stick to her snow-white skin. It looks like she finally realized the state she's in. See? It'd be really bad if someone saw you like this. Not to mention, I don't personally want other people seeing you like this. Come on! You're gonna catch a cold like that, right? Try and dry off as much as I can with my handkerchief. I then tried to wipe her clothes dry as thoroughly as I could. Even so, we had to wait quite a long time until her clothes were dry enough for us to continue our date. I'm walking her to her dorm when she suddenly stops in her tracks. Right, see you tomorrow then. Look her over for a brief bit. Since you went a bit wild back there, I want to make sure she's okay. Her hair, her clothes, that kind of thing. Huh? Smiles me and I can't help but smile back. Let me see, remind me again, what was it? I struggle to remember what she's talking about. There's been a lot going on, so I don't remember. Yeah, I remember. Her smile grows wider when she hears my answer. Yeah, I'm glad I met you, Koharu. I'm on the verge of asking her about her curfew, but stop. I'm sure she cooked up some sort of plan to get around curfew. Why do I not like this? I have a bad feeling about this. Me too. Well then, I'll see you tomorrow, Koharu. Start waving goodbye to her as she gives me a cute smile. She waves back at me as she leaves, and we just keep waving to each other as I watch her go. I wait until she disappears into the distance, and decide to head back myself. After Koharu returns to the girls' dormitory, she spends her time in her usual manner until nightfall comes, which is when she heads back outside. She knows a special route that none of the other residents know about. It's not the route that Kaito had forced himself through, but a much easier one. She simply left through the kitchen door. That way, she wouldn't have to slip by the supervisor's room, and she would be able to escape cleanly as long as she didn't meet anyone in the hallway. The only problem lies with the lock. As a general rule, she always left the door unlocked when she went out. However, if someone were to lock it before she got back, she wouldn't be able to enter. So for that purpose, she had a spare key made. She used her foresight to find a scenario which would allow her to take the original key from the dorm supervisor and make a duplicate. That was quite some time ago, though. That had allowed her to leave the dorm whenever she wanted, without being caught ever since. She wouldn't always use it, only when the right time came. For days like today. The man is standing on the Great Tenchido Bridge.
ここですか。破壊される位置は。
見えているのだろう。聞く意味があるのか。リミットだ。
わかっています。
うまくいったのか。そうか。当初の話通りにお前一人でも十分だ。
はい。
時間に遅れるな。
まさきさん。
She stops Jin as he's about to walk off.
まさきさんには大切な人はいますか？
分かっているだろう。
今はいません。
そう。
でも昔はいました。
そう。今はもういない。
でも今も。
質問はそれだけか。
Koharu's mouth slightly opens at his question. A slight sigh spills out before she closes it again. Then she says,
質問はありません。では失礼します。
Koharu takes a deep bow, spinning on her heels and leaving with an agitated gait. Tears pour from her eyes as she walks away. She wants to cry with every fiber of her being. The sound of the ocean would drown it out after all. But she clenches her teeth and fights back the urge. She can't allow emotions to get in her way now. She had done what she could. Only one thing is left to do. It's been 2 days, now 3, since I said goodbye to Koharu. It's also been that long since I saw or talked to her. She hasn't been responding to any of my texts either. I know I have the right numbers, so she must be ignoring me for some reason.
小春ちゃんとは連絡取れた？
She walks over to my desk and immediately asks that, not even bothering with a greeting. Nope, wonder why she's not responding to me.
来なくなる前に何かあった？
Oh, yeah, I guess some things did happen. We started going out, and the last thing we did was go on a date. That would be no reason for her to avoid me.
何があったかはわからないけどさ、仲良くね。
I
ク
will.
ラスのみんな心配してるから、小春ちゃんと連絡取れたら伝えておいて。
Thanks, I'll be sure to do that.
あとさ、カイトも元気出して。
Thanks. Seems I've been looking glum enough for my classmates to take notice. We'd received permission to stay late to work on festival preparations, so I'm currently still at school doing that. Right now I'm eating in the cafeteria with the rest of my class who stayed. I already took the chance to swing by Koharu's classroom and see if I could find her. She wasn't there, and so I asked some of her classmates if they knew of anything. Apparently she's been absent due to sickness. Staying at home sick. That's the oldest excuse in the book. Classmates likely thought the same. They didn't appear to be too concerned. Supposedly this isn't a rare occurrence. She would often leave school early, citing that same excuse. She was sick. This could mean there's a side to her that I don't know about. Anyhow, I bet the reason she seemed uneasy to me the last time I saw her somehow connected to the reason she's feigning illness and not coming to school. Huh? What's up? Students in our class are going crazy for some reason. Seriously, what's going on? Tsuguri had thrown her arms around May and was squeezing her tight. Is something concerning May? Judging by all the smiles I see, I doubt it's something bad. Tsuguri notices me, a bit secluded from the rest of the class, and comes over.
カイト、メイのお父さんが合衆国の大統領候補だったって知ってた？
Huh? I heard to catch a glimpse of the TV. I heard to catch a glimpse of the TV where I see the breaking news of the election. The name President Yukishiro is displayed at the bottom of the screen. Yukishiro? That's May's last name. He actually won. I'm shocked, but some part of me feels like I already knew this. Presidential election is a big event in the UPJ. It only happens once every 4 years, so it's almost like the Olympics. Everyone is watching it. Maybe that's why I don't feel too surprised. Don't think that's the only reason though.
小春ちゃんがここにいたらすごい驚いただろうね。
Maybe but a feeling she would have seen it coming.
そっか、テレビとか新聞とかよく見る方なのかな。
Not really. I just feel like she would.
カイト、メイにおめでとうを言ってあげて。お父さんの栄誉なんだから。
Oh, right. Sorry. Thanks for the reminder. I guess I'm just feeling kinda under the weather right now.
うん。小春ちゃん心配だよね。
Don't hear anything from Koharu the rest of the day. Of that day. She doesn't come visit the following day either. I consider stopping by her classroom again, but shake the thought. More than likely it'll be the same story as last time. We're now on lunch break, so I get ready to head down to the cafeteria to buy some bread to get me through the day.
トーブくん、ちょっといいかしら。
Huh? Sister Therese calls out to me in the hallway.
柊さんとは連絡取れてる？
It's a little strange for Sister Therese to be asking me that, I have to admit. No, she hasn't been coming to class either, from what I gather.
そう。病欠みたいだけど。
Is she needed for something?
ちょっと聞きたいことがあって。
You've got something different about her as soon as she says that. It's almost like she's hesitating whether or not to tell me. I can pass it along to her for you if you want.
そうね。お兄さんですものね。
Please don't play along with her jokes.
わかってるわよ。でも兄役はなかなかにどうに言ってたわよ。
I think it's more of a matter of being forced on me, really.
そ
Bit
れじ
being
ゃ
forced on me.
伝言役も引き受けてもらおうかしら。
Of course, go ahead.
柊さんから彼のことを聞いたのよ。Misaki Jin。
Misaki Jin? It's not a name I've heard before.
ええ、私の知り合いなんだけど、なぜ
Whoops.
伝えておいてくれるかしら。私がその件で話したがっていたって。
Absolutely.
ええ、お願いね。
She used promptly after that. Misaki Jin. I muttered that name to myself, but I have no idea who this person could be. Yet oddly enough, the name has a certain familiar ring to it. When I get to the cafeteria to buy my sandwich, I notice some breaking news story on the TVs.
連邦からの緊急ニュースです。本日午後8時頃、内務省の事務次官以下数名が何者かによる暴行を受け、現在病院へ搬送中とのことで
Wait,
す。
this is... I didn't actually... Military cadets from the Commonwealth had staged a coup d'etat. Wait, this is... Some students freeze in their tracks while others stop eating to watch the story as it unfolds. There are many people who fully understand the implications of this. The school has students who came from the Commonwealth. I'm sure they are finding themselves getting a lot of attention right now, unwanted or not. For some reason though, the news don't come as much of a surprise to me. Why is that? Arrgh! A surge of pain runs through my head. I remember this headache from somewhere. Before I can pinpoint it, the pain disappears. What the hell is going on? I don't even know what I'm referring to. Was it my headache? Coup d'etat? No, I know. It's about Koharu. All of my thoughts lead back to her. There's something I already knew, though that shouldn't have any connection to my headache. It shouldn't. But I just can't put my finger on it. Koharu? Once school is over, I decide to head over to the girls' dorm and ask about Koharu. I was expecting to be able to chat with some of the other residents, but to much of my surprise, the dorm mother herself is the one that comes to talk to me. By her, of all people. feel like I have an idea why.
柊さんのことお伝えした方がいいと思いまして。
Is Koharu okay?
実は風邪で部屋にいると思っていたのですが、部屋にいないのです。今日気づきまして、学院の方には伝えました。今日のうちに警察へ捜索願いをと頼んでおきました。
Was probably a good decision. She takes a good look at me, then flashes me a smile.
柊さんのお兄さんですよね。
That's what she tells everyone, at least.
柊さんが明るくなったのもわかります。お兄さんがずっとあの子と遊んでいてくれたんですね。
I feel like it'd be more appropriate to say that I'm being played with, to be perfectly honest.
そうね。あの子に遊ばれてなかった人なんていないかも。子供っぽいのに妙に鋭くて達観してて。
Please let me know if you hear anything from her. Also, I'll be sure to contact you right away if I find her.
はい。お願いします。本当にお願いします。
As soon as I get back to my room, my phone starts to ring. Thinking it might be Koharu, I rush to get it out, only to find something more surprising on the screen. It's the emergency contact number from the Information Bureau. Hello?
東部カイトさん？
Yes, this I'm speaking. Are you the usual lady I speak with?
そうです。緊急連絡をいたします。よろしいですか？
Yes, go ahead.
東部カイトとしての森の潜入任務は解除されました。
Come again?
森の潜入任務は解除されました。
Is that true?
冗談は言いません。
Sorry. This means my life here is coming to an end.
しかし、現在東部カイトとして暮らしている諸々のことは、そのまま続行で構わないそうです。
Huh? Meaning?
つまり、東部カイトとして生活をしていても構わないということだそうです。
But why?
こちらが聞きたいです。あなたは何をしたのですか？
I really don't know! I don't know a thing. Really don't have a clue what's going on.
本当に知らないみたいね。まあいいわ。これで連絡は終わりです。そちらからは何かありますか？もう報告の義務はないんですけど。
Well, let's see. I want to thank you for continuing to take care of me during my stay here. Something the matter?
あなた面白いわね。もっと話したかったわ。
Ow. What was that? As would I.
情報局にいればまた話す機会はあるかも。では最後にご文を。
Thank you. As soon as I hang up, I start thinking of possibilities. For starters, I realize that I'm not as shocked by this as I would have imagined. It's almost like I knew in advance that this would be happening. Not to mention how this is just a scenario I'd been wishing for. Getting to continue my life here is nothing but a benefit to me. I enjoy things here. There are people here I don't want to leave behind. If I have the opportunity to stay, then of course I'm going to take it. Then again, the person living here was nothing but a fabrication. I had to live knowing that an order from the higher-ups could come the next day and I would have to leave. But they chose not to withdraw me. They ended my mission but allowed me to stay. What reason would they have for doing that? Koharu. No matter what I think about, it always comes back to her. I can't help but think about her, even if the subject seemingly has nothing to do with her. Her face just keeps floating around in my head. Where is she? Where is she? What is she doing right now? I have to go talk with her. First thing I do is call her a liar. She told me that day I'll see her tomorrow. But she never did come the next day. After that's out of the way, I'll tell her the big news about May's dad becoming president. I'll tell her how Sister Therese wants to talk with her. Tell her about how the dorm mother is worried sick about her. We still have so much to talk about. I have to ask her about what we're going to do in the future. I'm suddenly hit by a sharp aching in my head. Just for an instant, I see her. Koharu. She was standing in the park at night time. Guess I'll give it a shot. Get up and get ready to go without a second thought. Knew that it would be night before I would be able to see her. Still had some time before then, so I made sure I was well prepared before I headed out. It's been a while since I brought my spare ammo clips with me. They feel heavier than usual. I scanned the park from end to end, and in the process I noticed a figure standing there. I breathed an audible sigh of relief. Never thought I would be this relieved just from the sight of her. Instead of calling out to her, I slowly and silently get closer. Her attention is fixated on her phone as she taps out something. Right when I get within a certain distance, she stops typing and looks at me. Looks up at me.
兄さんと初めて会ったのもここでした。
Yep, right here.
あの時も兄さんが会いに来てくれました。
Do you know I'd be coming here today? She gives a faint smile.
半々でした。来てくれるかもしれない。
Well, you sure didn't leave me any clues. I didn't have a single hint that you'd be here. Or at what time, even.
はい。だから半々です。ヒントは兄さんの中にしかありませんでしたから。
Within me?
白状します。小春は兄さんと再会できたら本当はお別れを言おうと思ったんです。
You came here hoping to see her again, but for some reason she's talking like she's going somewhere far away. What do you mean, reunited?
はい。小春にとって兄さんと会うのは初めてではありません。憧れの兄さんに一目会うだけでよかったんです。会えば好きになってしまうのが分かってて、本当は会っちゃいけないと思ってて、会ってやっぱり兄さんのことが。
What are you?
兄さんに会うまでは覚悟を決めてました。
You still do, is that it?
覚悟というのでしょうか。小春が何かをすることで変えられるなら、兄さんがどこかで生きているこの世界を守れるなら。
I see a hint of a smile in that soft expression she's giving me.
小春のすべてを捧げようって。
She's the kind of person who said these things. Koharu, I know and love the type of girl to talk like this. Koharu, talk to me. What is the burden you're bearing? If you wanna leave, then at least tell me something. I won't let you leave that easily, just so you know. I'll do everything in my power to stop you.
その話はあちらでしましょう。
She leads the way and I follow after. There's a small stone monument here. Nothing like a huge monument, like the huge monument in the center of the park. It's one that's quietly nestled away in the corner.
これは10年前の事件の慰霊碑です。覚えていないですか？
No, that's as far back as my memories go.
兄さんにも関わりのある事件が10年前に森野でありました。これはその事件の慰霊碑です。事の影響と大きさの割に小さく作られているのは非公式な事件であったがゆえ、本来なら慰霊碑すら建てられることなく歴史の影に消えていくはずの事件でした。それでもその事件の重要性からひっそりとでも作らざるを得なかった。
Incident 10 years ago. My chest tightened for an instant. This is symptoms that always marks the beginning of my headaches. I'd made it this far without ever thinking about it. In fact, I'd lived my whole life since then without issue. I was running from my past. Or you could say I was running from the fact that I'd lost that past. But I can't run away now. I need to stand resolute. I can't run away. I have to hear everything through to the end.
兄さんは逃げていません。
Huh?
勘違いしないでください。兄さんは 逃げたのではありませんから。運命に立ち向かったのです。
What do you mean? I see her trembling slightly.
ここには小春たちの大切な人が眠っています。
Only after taking a deep breath does she manage to force out those words. Just who's this person that's important to her? There's only one thing I knew after being led here. Someone dear to you. But also me? She gives a slow, deliberate nod.
すべてを話します。
She's finally going to tell me what happened. Going to learn about the thing I thought I'd been running from. She claims I fought. But what makes right now special? Why couldn't she have told me before? I do suddenly feel like talking about it now.
お父さんの墓前では真実を話したかったのです。
Are they actually siblings? I don't like that. Our father. First she calls me her brother, then claims the tomb in front of us as her father's grave. I can imagine the significance this place must hold to her. If that's the truth you're burdened with, then I want to hear it. Please tell me.
はい。森野は最先端の医療が受けられる土地です。
It's already well known that Special District Morino is on the forefront in many different science and technical fields.
森野の名が世界中の政府や研究者たちから注目を浴びた最初の出来事。それが10年前でした。医学博士東部太郎教授の研究によって生まれた画期的医療技術、駆状細胞治療。
All-purpose cells. In other words, she's referring to the incredibly versatile stem cells. They possess near limitless potential and can morph to become any part of the human body that we so desire. Someone had finally managed to create artificial versions of these cells. Leading figures who drove the project to its fruition were Dr. Tobutaro and his medical research team.
技術的問題だけではなく、倫理的、社会的、各々の問題をクリアした世界で初めての万能細胞移植治療。その治療が東部太郎博士によってなされたのがこの森の特別区です。
Guessing it failed then? And that's why this memorial is here?
違います。治療は成功しました。世界的に見ても画期的なことでした。医療の歴史を塗り替える夢の治療法が現実になりました。
They really succeeded? That's true, then I'm sure it would have been big enough for me to hear about already.
成功です。なぜなら、小春がその被験者第1号だからです。
I would say I'm shocked, but that would be a lie. I had a feeling she was related to the treatment in some way if she was able to speak so descriptively about it.
この通り、術後は順調です。髪が脱色したり、ちょっとした副作用がありましたけど。
So that's why Kaito has white hair now. Like in all the flashbacks we see him have brown hair and now suddenly he has white hair. I want to hear more. I want to hear more about what she's gone through all these years. All of these years. The answer to what I've been running away from lies there. A second. To clean my glasses. I didn't clean them properly. Fuck. I hate this. This is a bother. It's a right old bother! Ding, 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 ding. Mm-hmm.
しかし、実際にはクリアしていない問題があったのです。それは社会的問題です。
Societal problems.
学 機的医療技術を一体誰の主導でどんな社会的システムの下で利用するか。
Whoops. How could one problem be something so childish and so serious at the same time? This was something that encompassed the entirety of the human race. How could they be blind to that fact?
だから、合衆国と連邦の狭間であった森の特別区が研究の場に選ばれたのですが、それを良しと思わない連中がいました。
Who?
連邦過激派です。
Oh. Feels like the answer I got was more than I bargained for, considering how simple of a question I asked. No one can say with certainty who these radicalists are. The only thing we know for sure is that they exist. Their beliefs extend beyond nationalism into jingoism. All problems to them can and should be solved through military and might, through power and might. They will do whatever it takes to achieve their goal and have ties to various different political organizations. That is who they are.
過激派の一部が駆除細胞治療に関する研究と技術を奪うため、森野に軍隊を送り込みました。その時、小春を助けてくれたのは兄さんでした。
What? Why am I showing up in this story all of a sudden?
兄さんがいつも使っている裏道を使って小春を助けてくれたのです。
But wait, hold on, Koharu.
まだわかりませんか？
Understand what?
それとも実感がありませんか？
I can't remember.
そんなことはありません。覚えているはずです。ただ、思い出すためのリンクが切れているだけです。兄さんの記憶の底に沈んだまま、それを浮上させる方法が失われただけ。でも、兄さんなら、必ず思い出せます。思い出します。
Koharu, I'm...
兄さんは、小春を難病から救ってくれた。
As the son of Dr. Tobutaro.
はい。そして、小春を過激派から救ってくれた。
I've seen this smile on hers before. It's a smile mixed with unease. Despite the pain she's carried with her, her smile remains as bright as ever as she clings onto her small feeble hope. She's so strong.
そして、兄さんもまた、駆除細胞治療の被験者になります。
What?
小春も、なぜ兄さんが被験者になったのかは、想像はできますが、具体的にはわかりません。しかし、駆除細胞による治療を受けたことは、わかります。
She softly touches her hair. It's the same white color as mine. Are you talking about our hair color?
いいえ、感じるのです。小春の持つ駆除細胞が、同じ細胞を持つものを、
Whoops.
兄さん、駆除細胞を持つものは、髪がこの色になること以外に副作用があります。それは、あることができるようになるのです。
That is?
未来予知。正しくは予知ではなく、未来をほぼ正確に読むモデルを導入した演算ができるようになります。未だ理論的に可能という段階で、完成には至っていない量子コンピューターというのがあります。
Quantum computers. Computers for the future that incorporate quantum mechanics to run calculations. They remain only a theory at this point in time, as the high-tech hardware available has not yet reached the levels required to create one. There are still doubts among specialists in the field whether or not it can handle calculations that couldn't be achieved thus far. Theoretically, however, it is possible. Also, there are several entries that were skipped over again. Water diffusion cannon, a term coined by Tobo Kaito. In this technique, one places their thumb over the spout of a water fountain to cause the water to shoot like a high-pressure squirt gun. The greater the water pressure, the greater the effect and wider the range. It is the same principle as using one's thumb to block off the mouth of a hose and make the water shoot a farther distance. And Kujo cells. Artificial stem cells, created through research that started with the cells of the late wife of Dr. Tobu. These artificial stem cells possess the same ability as normal stem cells to become any type of cell in the human body and retain that property even after reproduction. Also known as iPS cells, the Kujo cell treatment uses the artificial cells to regenerate lost or damaged tissue in the body. The advancement of this treatment was on course to create a whole new field of medicine, and Dr. Tobu's research had attracted attention from all corners of the world because of its implications. Okay, so his mom died, let her body be used to make these Kujo cells. Wait. Sorry, but I need to check something real quick. I'm gonna save here and go to the title menu. I know this is like just a big ol' dad moment to do that. Okay, I thought that the mother was called Kujo or something, maybe. I know that isn't typically a female name, I think, but it's a possibility, and that kind of would have made things hurt more. Anyways.
それと同じ原理を体内の細胞を使って行うことで、スーパーコンピューターと同クラスの演算処理を行う。だから、未来予測演算ができる。とある人から聞きました。
What are you even saying right now?
小春もすべて理解はできてません。
Tell me I can use these future simulation things too?
思い出しませんか？
Remember what?
兄さんは使っています。
Like I said, what?
未来予知を。10年前、なぜあの騒ぎの中で兄さんが助かったのか。2ヶ月前、連邦と合衆国両過激派による情報作戦に巻き込まれて、なぜ兄さんが助かったのか。
Telling me I did all this?
はい、
This ability to predict the future.
そうです。
I can feel it eroding away, slowly but surely. The barrier which had sealed off sections of my mind is crumbling. Behind it lies my past. Even though I had forgotten them, they still lie dormant inside of me. And all at once they come back to me.
兄さんは父さんの駆除細胞治療を受けた。ただし不完全な形で。故に駆除細胞治療の被験者ならば必ず持つことになる未来予知と完全記憶に何らかの障害を持ってしまった。
So perfect memory as well.
それが10年前より以前の記憶へのリンクが途切れたこと。そして予知を使うたびにその記憶に障害を起こすこと。
Wait, people who receive the treatment don't just have the ability to predict the future, but a perfect memory as well?
はい。小春は駆除細胞を手に入れてからの記憶をすべて思い出せます。小春の五感から得たものすべて記憶されています。
Actually sounds horrible. Like seriously.
そして今まで見た未来も記憶しています。
Future
小
too?
春が兄さんと会える可能性のある未来は2つでした。1つが今、 今現在進んでいる時間。そしてもう一つが、兄さんが小春から公園で待っていると聞いた時間。その未来は、最悪のシナリオでした。
Mordor would be invaded, and I would be entangled in the ensuing war.
はい。最悪のシナリオだからです。その未来だけは、絶対に避ける必要がありました。だから小春は、そこで兄さんに会うことを諦めました。兄さんと会う決意をしてから、16万649人の未来を見ました。
That's the entire population of Morino. Are you saying you memorized every single one of them? I find myself staring at her in disbelief. This small girl who calls me her brother.
そこに、兄さんと出会う人たちもいました。雪城さん、早乙女さん、あと、林道さんの存在も、その人たちの未来の中にいました。兄さんは、どの未来でも、素敵でした。
So basically, she's seen all the future where we get together with all the girls. This girl. All that to see me again. She had been observing all those futures and committing them to memory.
はい。兄さんにお別れが言いたかったのです。
That's the only reason you did that?
小春にとって、大切なことですから。
Fuck, Koharu, I'm...
兄さん、会いたかった。本当、会いました。兄さんは、やっぱり、優しい人でした。
It's been a long road for her to get to this point. She saw the lives of so many people along the way. She saw each and every one of their futures and experienced them herself. She had inflicted herself with wounds that would never heal, burning the memories she gained into the body to last forever. All for the chance to see me one last time. She always seemed so cheerful, so innocent and childlike. But that was nothing more than an act. The option of forgetting her pain doesn't exist. She is forced to live with it, constantly in the back of her mind. If she wants to forget, she knows she can never do so. It's maybe the reason she's forced to act so bright and happy all the time. It's because she knows her memories will never fade. She strives to create as many happy memories as she possibly can. As long as everything she experiences remains committed to her mind, the distinction between past and present may eventually blur. And add on top of that the fact that she can see the future as well. You can only imagine the pain and torment she's gone through. To her, everything must seem like it happened only yesterday. She had seen the lives of every single person who lives in the city. And she won't forget for as long as she lives. But she can't discard this ability of hers. She owes her very life to it. Even so, should she not hold some sort of resentment towards my father for giving it to her? No, I know Koharu. She's not the kind of girl who would hold grudges. I almost feel like labeling it suffering is wrong, too. That question is entirely for her to decide. It was a choice between the abhorrent power of everlasting memory or death. It was the dilemma this girl in front of me had been grappling with for the past 10 years. Dawn starts to break eventually.
兄さんに一目でも会いたかったからです。
She gives you the brightest smile she can manage. I suddenly remember what she told me that one
小
time.
春、勇気を出してみて、待ってて、よかったです。
Can hold back these burning memories. Koharu, I I really, truly...
そこで終わりだ。
Deep voice tears through the still atmosphere of the park. Never heard this voice before myself, but I know it's been burned to my memories. Something that's been carved into my premonitions of the future.
時間だ。柊。
まさきさん。
So you're Misaki Jin. Misaki Jin. That's the person Sister Therese told me about. And also the same person I saw through my foresight. He's the man who orchestrated the terrorist bombing of the Great Tensional Bridge.
柊。満足か。そろそろ行くぞ。
まさきさん。まだ時間は。
もともと時間がないんだ。お前の目的が失敗した以上、これ以上待つ理由もない。別れを言いに来たんだろう。
それは。
Misaki Jin makes his way towards her, seeming calm and unconcerned. In spite of that, his gaze is almost robotic and shows all the signs of how a soldier would march. He comes closer and closer, but still ignores my presence. Hey, wait!
行くぞ。
He approaches Koharu and reaches out towards her arm. I grab his shoulders to stop him when all of a sudden...
邪魔するな。
He pulls out a handgun. Not even a second later, he pulls the trigger. In the briefest of instants, the bullet flies out and lodges itself in my forehead. What is this? Should be dead, so why am I still talking? As the shock hits me, I find myself back to the scene of Jin about to grab Koharu's arm. Did time just reverse? No, there's something else entirely. This Misaki Jin fellow, he's a real pro. He's even faster than my old man when it comes to drawing a gun. That wasn't the only thing intimidating about him. His very presence feels unhuman. His movements, his utter lack of hesitation in every decision. And the moment he takes a breath before taking out his gun, I draw mine. Only a second later he pulls his out and it has it pointed at me. However, he hesitates briefly, not seeming to expect that I would point my gun at the hand he has his weapon in. This is my only opening, so I capitalize on it. I point the barrel of my gun towards his pointed finger he would use to pull the barrel to distract him. The second of time that I buy for myself through that is all I need.
お前。
That's the only way I know of to stop you. I've seen how this standoff plays out numerous times. No matter how much I shot, and how much of a head start I had on him, he would already have pulled the trigger in retaliation. Even if I shoot him in the heart, he would have already fired off rounds of his own. Those wounds inflicted upon me would be fatal. Every scenario would result in my death. This is simply a testament to his razor-sharp reflexes, and the fact that he sees me as nothing more than a target to be eliminated. That's why I needed to force him to pay attention to me. I needed to distract him somehow. That was the logic behind my choice to aim for his trigger finger. What's wrong? Scared to lose a finger?
兄さん、撃っちゃう。
I know, this is checkmate. We're pointing the barrels of our guns at one another, just like a scene from some thriller movie. What kind of pathetic joke is this standoff?
お前がこうしたんだろう。
You're right.
お前、未来予測演算が使えるのか。てっきり使い物にならなくなっているかと考えていた。それとも柊、これがお前の描いたシナリオか。
違います。これは兄さんが引いたシナリオです。
そうか。驚いたな。
Feels like there's a hidden underside to his words. He acts so calm that I want to believe he knew this would happen.
東部カイト。お前もクライアントの要求の一つだ。未来予測演算が使えるなら価値はさらに高まった。
What client?
聞いてはいないし、見てはいないか。柊、俺は構わないんだぞ。
Keeps his focus on me, not letting his guard down for a second as he calls out to Koharu. I don't know what they're talking about, but it seems like this guy has some sort of leverage over her. Wonder if I'll really be able to handle him. What the hell are you, and why do you know my name? His name is Misaki Jin. He's the man who could potentially engulf Morino in war. Don't know anything beyond that.
Misaki Jin. お前の運命を決める人間だ。
まさきさん、兄さんのことは。
Stay behind me, Koharu. He's standing only a foot away from him, so I choke her by the arm and pull her behind me. There's another opportunity I managed to grab a hold of through my foresight. That could be the reason why she looked so taken aback right now.
兄さん、その人を撃ってはいけません。その人を撃つことが最悪のシナリオです。
What do you mean? She stays positioned behind me, just as I told her. Still, however, she can't avoid talking to him.
まさきさん、約束が違います。兄さんは巻き込まないと言ったはずです。
人生の先輩として一つ忠告しておいている。お前とのやりとりは対等な取引にはならん。俺はその気になればお前たち二人とも連れて行くこともできる。
Answers back without the slightest hesitation. He doesn't seem to be bluffing either.
俺の気分でお前だけでいいと決めただけだ。勘違いするな。
Giving a girl a lecture on spoken promises? That seems pretty petty of you, Misaki Jin.
女の子。そんなもの言い訳にはならない。お前もよく知っているはずだ。
Sure, maybe not, but that's no reason to talk like you're such a big shot. That's why I called you petty. As soon as I finish saying my piece, I peer into the future again. Need a way to break the standoff.
未来を見て気を抜くな。頭部カイト。俺はいつでも撃っていいんだ。お前の後ろの大切な存在ごと。俺のシナリオはすでに完了している。柊を消しても何ら問題はない。
Concentration breaks. The way this gun uses intimidation isn't the way this guy uses intimidation isn't normal.
兄さん、命を使わないでください。また記憶障害が起こったら。
I won't. But even if I can't use it, I have to find a way to beat this guy. Tell me, why are you trying to take Koharu away? What's your goal?
それを説明する意味が俺にあるのか。柊は知っていることだぞ。
Depending on what you say, I might be inclined to cease resisting and come with you. How does that sound?
兄さん。
I think I have a fairly decent idea of what he's
いい
after.
だろう。答えてやろう。時間がないから省いて説明する。よく考えろ。
I will.
俺はこの国でやるべきことがある。そのためにある国をクライアントとして取引をした。結果、俺の要求は達成できた。そしてクライアントはそれに見合う代償として未来予知能力者を欲しがった。だから今ここにいるというだけだ。
Seems like a pretty damn condensed version to me.
時間がないと言ったろ。
This person, whoever they are, wants to weaponize our ability for warfare. That seems like the most probable case. Don't you think this client of yours is a little lacking in the brains department?
思う。スーパーコンピューターによる未来予測モデルを利用した未来予測演算。
Future simulations. Required to attain premonitions of the future that both Kaito and Koharu can use. It utilizes models of the future to run a significant amount of calculations and create an extremely accurate prediction of the future. Whether or not that prediction will come true or not depends on the accuracy of the future model, which changes based on the precision and amount of data entered into the equation. Using the incident with Tobokaito from 2 months ago as an example, since he had forgotten about what had happened, his premonition was based on the fact that he had gotten on the monorail coming from the UPJ, and in reality he had come from the Commonwealth. Hence, changes in data can result in the contents of the premonition becoming separated from reality. So he actually came from the Commonwealth over. Interesting.
計算物理学的発想からしたら至極まともだが、軍用天下というのがそもそもバカらしい。天候予測ならわかる、有用だ。だが未来予測といっても所詮人の所業だ。未来を見るまでもないことだ。それは未来予知ではなく、ただの可能性だ。お前たちの見た未来にもズレが生じているはずだ。そんな可能性に意味はない。
Both Koharu and I have seen countless different futures. Since they are nothing more than rough estimates, however, they can't be the exact same between us.
そうだろう。森の区民の人生を先に知ったお前ならわかるな、ヒーロー。
Keep her out of this, you bastard! She's an average normal girl, no different from anyone else her age. Hearing that, I see the first signs of shock on Misaki's Jin's face. After a second, he chuckles amusingly.
そうだな。お前からしたらそうか。九条細胞治療の被験者第2号。亡き東部太郎博士の指示にして治療の失敗で、記憶が安定しないのは手術の失敗か。細胞の定着がうまくいかなかったのか。だが確かにヒーランただの女の子と言える唯一の存在だな、東部カイト。
You motherfucker. Just how much does he know?
お前に一ついいことを教えてやる。お前が参加した作戦を実行するように誘発させたのは俺だ。
It takes all of my energy to keep my hands from shaking. That mission ended in horrific failure. It was only thanks to my foresight that I managed to escape with my life. That was how I still managed to make it to Morino, just as planned. But in return, I lost my memories. I don't know what kind of tricks you used, you bastard. Hell, I don't even know if I'm capable of taking you in a duel. The opening is playing! But now that you told me that, can't let you escape. Here.
この人は
東部カイト、覚えておくといい。それは勇敢ではなく、
Put strength into the hand that's holding my gun. Won't miss at this range. As soon as I blow off his trigger finger, I'll receive his shot. There will be no second for him, but for me there will. I want the advantage in this situation.
やめて兄さん、コールが行きますからそれで大丈夫ですから。
You can hear the cries of this girl who was willing to sacrifice everything. How much had she already sacrificed up until this point? She carried memories in her that she would never lose, and had seen the lives of a myriad of different people. Like hell it will.
兄さん、
I won't make a single goddamn thing right! I want to live in a world where you had to sacrifice yourself for my right to live.
お前に選択権はない。
And sense an aura of bloodlust in the air. It's coming from him, Misaki Jin. It's got a pressure where I know that if I drop my guard for even a second, he wouldn't hesitate to kill both Koharu and I in a blaze of gunfire. Bloodlust almost seems too soft to describe it. Let's tear apart our lives and spirits and trample upon them in the mud. Can I really protect us from such a barbaric foe? Misaki Jin, if you want to make a choice, then take me along and leave Koharu here.
それは犠牲じゃない。
Because I'll be able to escape, both from you and your shithead client. That, or I could just use my ability to make both your lives a living hell. Did you not think of that, huh?
けなげだな。
So whatever you will. Say whatever you want, but I'm not about to die for anyone's sake. I've lost track of how much time has elapsed since the standoff began. Feels like it could have been hours for all I know. Still, however, I know it doesn't seem that... I know it hasn't been that long. Just being in this high pressure situation is a huge drain on me, both physically and mentally.
兄さん、言っちゃダメです。それだけはやめてください。
I can hear her desperate cries behind me. I don't want her to cry. I'm not doing this to hurt her. I'm doing this to protect her.
時間切れだ。
Huh? The overwhelming pressure emanating from the man in front of me suddenly disappears. I can feel the tension leave my body all at once.
今日が覚めた。どこへなりと行け。
Words coming from his mouth now are completely at odds with what he was just saying. Left standing here confused, as all the threads of tension from my body are cut with like strings. What the hell are you on about?
信じるも疑うも、お前たちに選択権はない。どのみち、お前たちをどうこうせずとも、俺の計画はすでに達成し、終わっ
What are you getting at?
少しは考えろ。
Telling me to do that? You almost talk like you're the only one who's thought any of this through.
俺は俺しか知らない。故に、俺の考えしか知らない。他はただ見えているだけだ。お前たちに興味が失せた。それだけだ。
You're telling me to believe that?
お前たちを犠牲となる誰かに決めたことをやめた。それだけだ。
What the hell are you saying? Hey, wait! Even though I still have my gun trained on him, he turns his back to me and starts walking away.
撃つもよし、撃たぬもよし。好きにしろ。
After that, Misaki Jin leaves. I'm not stupid enough to shoot.
兄さん、よかった。
Koharu? Looking at her now, I realize I wasn't the only one who was afraid. Her legs tremble and I hold her delicate body to my chest before she can collapse. Koharu, were you using your ability this whole time?
はい。でも、見えませんでした。こんな未来、見えませんでした。兄さんが、作ってくれたのです。
Me?
はい。兄さんが、あんな風に、言ってくれたから。
Koharu? Koharu!
兄さん、よかった。兄さんがいてくれて、本当に。
Koharu! She holds on. I hold her in my arms as she loses consciousness. Her breathing is still calm and regular, so she seems to be alright. That being said, it would still probably be best to take her to a doctor. Let's go back, Koharu. After getting back to my room, I lay Koharu on the bed. It's no small relief to hear the gentle sounds of her breathing. Looks like it was just a simple case of exhaustion. She said she was using her foresight throughout the entirety of that tense standoff. You've always been working yourself to the bone like that. I brush her head, then snuggle up close to her. Can't help but let out a small chuckle. Her body is so tiny and light. This small girl had been shouldering the weight of the world. Misaki Jin. It all came about because she got involved with him. No, it was all my fault. It was because of me who she scoured through the futures of all those people. She had experienced the lives of every person in this tiny country and branded them all into her memory. Instead, just how incredible a feat that is. As the only other person in possession of the Kujo cells, I'm the only one who can understand that. Our foresight doesn't just give us vision of these future simulations. They are something we experience with our entire body. It's realistic to the point that we wholly think it is reality. And she had gone through that process over and over, ad infinitum. until she could reach me, so she could meet her hero. Koharu? I remember it. 10 years ago, back then Koharu was a little girl, much smaller than she is now. That was when I moved here to Special District Morino with my father, Tobutaro. It was about half a year since the incident happened. My father was constantly busy with his research, and my mother had passed when I was but an infant. During those days, I spent most of my time alone. That being said, I wasn't quite the type of kid who would just obediently listen to everything his father said. In retrospect, I was a bit of a brat. I had discovered a secret way inside the research facility my dad worked at and would use it to visit him frequently. Now that I think about it, that may be why it felt so nostalgic sneaking into the girls' dormitory. But anyhow, though he would always scold me, he would still keep me company with a smile on his face. I really did have a lot of fun being able to talk with him like that. I did it so often that it almost grew into a daily routine. It all stopped, however, on the day of the incident. I had just gotten through watching the Floating Lanterns Festival with a girl, my first friend here. I was headed to the research facility to tell my dad about it. I showed up expecting to have his undivided attention, but as soon as I arrived, I realized it wasn't the time for idle chit-chat. He was having what seemed to be a very serious conversation with the girl he had been dealing with for his work, a girl named Koharu. He told me to stay quiet, and I did just that. After he was done talking with her, he turned to me with the same grave expression he had shown her. I want you to take Koharu to Academy Island, do you hear me? He said. Take the secret passage that you always use, and make sure nobody sees you. Once you get there, listen to everything the principal says. He seemed so serious that when he said that, all I could do was nod in response. Whatever you do, do not let her get hurt. Do you understand? The reluctance on my face was probably obvious back then. Still, my dad gave me an affectionate pat on the head. You're a big boy now, Kaijo. Can you protect her for me? I met my dad's gaze and gave a nod. Now that I think back on it, there was a mix of expectations and desperation in his eyes. I saw him manage to unconsciously pick up on that as a kid. I knew that whatever was happening, I had to act like my life was on the line. I took Koharu's hand and hurried through the secret passage. She was moving so slowly that it began to irritate me, so I urged her to hurry up. I hated what was going on. I hated that girl. She was the one who was taking my dad away from me. I truly was jealous of her in that sense. I never had any time to spend with my dad because he was always so busy trying to cure her disease. But I knew that I couldn't possibly abandon the girl my dad had given me everything to save. I saw it as fulfilling my promise with him. As a result, Koharu and I escaped to Academy Island together. After arriving safely, the principal took Koharu off my hands. When he did, the other faculty tried to put me under their protection. But being the sneaky rascal I was, I found a window of opportunity and slipped away from them. I told Koharu to keep it a secret from the principal, but I was heading back to my dad. I told her because I knew that she was worried about my dad too. I could see it in her eyes when we left. So I wanted to reassure her that I was going to bring him back alive. Much to my surprise, she tried to stop me. Suddenly, she just fell asleep, almost like she'd lost consciousness. Thereafter, I managed to make it all the way back to my father's facility without incident. The scene I saw upon my arrival struck fear into my heart. I realized then why Koharu had been so adamant in trying to stop me. There were men in military gear raiding the facility. Even though I was just a kid, I knew on God's feeling alone. These men were after my dad. I wandered back through the secret passage hoping to save him. My father was frantically scurrying around his room, taking care of some things in the final minutes that he had. The second he saw my face, he was overcome with shock. He was furious and asked why I came back. I, however, stood strong in the face of his anger. I boldly proclaimed that I was here to escape with him. I took his hand and started pulling him towards my secret passage, but he stopped and looked at me with a certain sadness in his eyes. A grown man like me won't be able to fit in there, he said, trying his best not to worry me. That moment, my body was thrown violently by some force, and my mind went blank. If I had to guess, I would say it was likely an explosion. When I came to, I was in the garbage chute of the facility. It was one of the places I had been using as a secret passageway to get inside. The lab was in flames, and I feared for my life. I remember that. That was the very first time I peered into the future. I had known on instinct what I was seeing, so then I dragged my sluggish body along, shuffling away as I made my escape. I knew exactly what kind of dangers awaited me along every turn of the way, and I deftly avoided each and every one of them. As soon as I made it out, I lost my memories. That was when my old man found me and took me in. Went against my dad's orders that day. I had left the girl he had trusted to me all alone. I felt nothing but resentment towards the girl who I believed took my dad away from me. But still, she said,
小春のすべてを捧げようって。
Only do I realize why she said that. She had a rough... Only now do I realize why she said that. She had a rough life and only managed to cling to her life because of what amounted to a small miracle. That likely would have been possible without my dad. Kujo's cell treatment could very well be the reason why she's still alive today. Yet she had to shoulder such heavy burdens for the cost of living. Also, I haven't, poured myself more cider for an hour or so. It feels like an hour. Burden's much too heavy for her to bear. Why was it only her? I don't understand. Somehow, despite everything, she was still willing to sacrifice everything for my sake. I almost read that. You can sleep some more.
兄さん、夢を見ました。
A premonition?
わかりません。ただ、優しい夢でした。
Oh, what happened?
内緒です。
Well darn. But if it is your foresight, you think maybe we'll be able to experience it together one day?
わかりません。
After she softly mutters that to me, I look away a brief second. Then I come clean to her. Remember now, I knew you 10 years ago, Koharu.
記憶が。
Yep, I did.
そうですか。小春は、今でも、昨日のことのように思い出せます。寝るといつも、その時のことを、夢で見ます。
So that's why you told me you had trouble getting to sleep?
はい。あの時、小春は九条細胞移植の副作用を抑えるための薬を飲んでいました。その薬によって眠ってしまって、兄さんを止められなくて、父さんのところに行ってしまいました。小春が研究所に戻った時には、ことはすでに。
Too late.
はい。もう兄さんは亡くなったものと思っていました。でも、多くの人の未来を見ているうちに気づいたんです。兄さんは生きているって。これは小春の推測ですが、兄さんは父さんを助けに行って、そこで大怪我を負いました。その怪我を父さんは九条細胞治療で治しました。
I think you're right. That explains why I'm like this.
小春と同じで未来予測演算ができる。
Yeah.
それを使って研究所で起こった騒ぎから逃れ、逃げることに成功し、今
Oops, that's right. If she knows that much, then I guess I don't have to explain. there's something else that I need to tell her instead. And also I need to tell her my own feelings as well. Koharu, I didn't save you back then because I cared about you personally. I did it because my dad told me to. He entrusted me with your life.
知っています。昨日のことのように思い出せます。でも、兄さんは優しい人でした。父さんに言われなくても、兄さんは優しかったです。
Honestly, I think you're just viewing me through rose-tinted glasses.
そうかもしれません。小春はあの時、兄さんから父さんを奪ってしまいましたから。
Huh?
兄さんから全部奪ってしまったのは小春です。小春はあの時あの場所で父さんの東部太郎博士の研究所が襲われることを術後しばらくして予知しました。小春はそのことを小春の本当の両親や看護師さんたちに話しました。父さんだけが聞いてくれました。そして父さんは兄さんに小春のことを逃がしてくれるように言ったのです。
Really?
兄さん、ごめんなさい。どうしてあの時兄さんをちゃんと止めなかったのか。あんな場所に兄さんが戻るときにどうして止めなかったのか。
Koharu, I wasn't...
いいえ。小春は兄さんから父さんとの安らぎの時間を奪い、父さん自身を奪い、父さんとの思い出まで奪ってしまったのです。
Koharu?
小春は兄さんから全部奪ってしまった。だから小春は兄さんにすべて捧げないと。
None of that was your fault. You just...
ほら、やっぱり兄さんは優しいです。だから小春、兄さんのことが好きになってしまったんですよ。でもですね、こんなの駆除細胞の影響なんです。同じ細胞を持つ者同士だから小春のことを理解してくれるって勝手に思ってるだけなんです。だから兄さん、小春のことはもう忘れてください。小春は兄さんから恨まれて当然で、優しくされる筋合いはないんです。だから兄さん、いえ、東部さんとはもう。
Koharu,
小春は
look at me. Put my hand on her forehead and force her to look at me.
ないです。兄さん、
Sorry.
首が取れちゃいます。
I tried holding back,
全然反省の色が見えないです。
but I guess that's because I'm not. You didn't look like you were gonna listen to me, so I had to do something.
横暴です。
That's right, your brother is a big bad monster.
兄さん、
If you don't want to be my sister, we can stop being siblings.
嫌ではなく、いえ、嫌っていいです。
Good girl. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. Want to stop being siblings again someday? Then we could just go back to it then.
え、
Resign myself to being your brother too. After all, I'm not satisfied with that kind of relationship. Want to be your boyfriend, Koharu.
あ、
You're the girl I fell in love with. So the sibling relationship isn't enough for me.
兄さん、小春は 兄さんの過去を。
Who cares about that? I made it this far just fine without it. I don't need any bad memories of you, Koharu. Not a single one. Same goes with my memories of my dad. I don't mind it as long as I have you. I can't forget them now, but I would be fine even if I did. One thing I don't want to throw away. One thing I don't want to forget. That's you, Koharu.
兄さん。小春。
If you really want to give me your everything, then all I want is one thing. You just spend your life with me.
兄さん。なんでそこまで。言って。
Kinda lessen some of the sorrow she's been burdened with for all these many years. How do I let her know just how precious she is to me? I love you, Koharu. I love you more than the world. That's the only reason I need. What else can I say but that? How many times have I seen this poor girl cry now? Back when we escaped the facility together, I remember her being close to tears during the entire journey. She did eventually cry too. After we parted ways on Academy Island, I left her there, and that was where she remained. She couldn't allow herself to leave, and she wouldn't forgive herself as long as she stayed there. I was freed from the events of 10 years ago after I lost my memories. But Koharu was always trapped inside that prison. Even if we have the power to witness and experience the truth, the future, ultimately it's nothing but an imitation. Koharu had remained trapped by those thousands upon thousands of false lives she's seen. Yet somehow, she braved through all of that, and is still here today as herself. Ever since that incident 10 years ago, she'd been dedicating her life to me and to my dad. So now it's my turn to help her. I love this girl more than anything, and I want to dedicate my life to her. She has already shown me the way. So in that case, all I have to do is imitate her. If all I have to do is copy what she said, I can't ask for an easier solution.
すみません。泣いてしまいました。
You're cute when you cry, Koharu, so I'll forgive you. She bashfully averts her eyes for a brief second and turns back to look right at me. Yeah?
好き。
Huh?
兄さん。好き。
Let's put this
小
on.
春。まだ兄さんに言ってませんでした。伝えてませんでした。
Did you not?
この好きは、妹としてではなく、女として、です。
Thank you.
はい。兄さん。
How many times have I told you I love you?
何度も聞きました。
You don't remember?
それはですね、思い出すたびに幸せな気持ちになります。でも今は目の前の兄さんから聞きたいです。
I love you, Koharu.
嬉しいです。
You wanted me to tell you that as much as I could, right?
いえ、今聞いただけで幸せで、
I cut her off with a kiss. It's a light, gentle kiss. Softly press our lips together, savoring the feeling.
兄さん、大好きです。
Me too, Koharu. I love you so much.
今、台をつけました。
Yeah, I heard.
はい。ようやく言えました。
Plant another kiss on her lips.
兄さん。
Kiss her cheek, then her forehead. Next, I take her hand and plant a kiss there as well. looks at me with a delighted smile.
お姫様みたいなキスされました。
Did you like that? I could do it again. Place another kiss on the back of her hand while also stroking her head.
兄さん、
She places her head atop mine, and she moves it to her face and strokes my cheek. Then she moves it to my face and strokes my cheek. Being right next to the person I love is a wonderful feeling. By the way, what was that dream you just talked about? The one you said was a secret. I'm a little curious to know what it was. After all, it's the first thing she talked about after she woke up.
兄さんと一緒にいる夢でした。は
I see.
い、
What happened in it? Bashful look crosses her face as she turns away from me.
内緒です。
Oh, so it's something I'm not worth telling. I see how it is.
おお、兄さんが拗ねてます。
You don't have to seem so happy about it. Crap, I left myself open for that one. Well, this is embarrassing. I turned away from her. Your brother's going to sleep now.
兄さん、寝る前に一つ、小春からも質問があります。
Sure, go ahead.
兄さんがあの時言ったこと、覚えてますか？
What was that?
今朝、まさきさんに言った、
Something I said to Misaki Jin. I still remember all the things I so desperately said back then. But I don't know what Koharu is trying to ask me specifically. What was it again?
小春を犠牲にして、誰かが生きるなんて世界を、俺は絶対に認めないって言いました。
Of course I remember saying that. Remember that as clear as day. Yeah, I did. Admittedly, I might have said something a little embarrassing on the spur of the moment. But it was hardly a lie. I truly and honestly feel that way.
素敵でした。
A beautiful smile.
小春、あの一言だけで、あの時のことを思い出しただけで、きっと、ずっと幸せに生きていけます。
Was it really something that important to you?
はい。
She gives me that same blissful smile again after she
だ
answers.
って、小春が好きになって、ずっと今までやってたことを、兄さんは全部肯定してくれたんです。だから、もう小春の幸せは、多分、ずっと変わりません。たとえ何が起こっても。
Doesn't even seem that way. It doesn't even seem that way to me.
そうなのですか？
Not to me. Not a bit. To me, I was just saying what came naturally to me. Even if it was a little embarrassing. But I guess I can see why it'd make you so happy. What's up?
また驚かされました。そこが兄さんのいいところ。
Fuck!
どうしました？
I skipped again! It kinda seems like you've gotten really mature all of a sudden.
そうですか。
Like the way you're smiling right now.
本当ですか。実感ないです。
Alright, same with me.
なかなか難しいですね。
Tell me about
い
it.
つかわかるでしょうか。
As long as we stick together, I'm sure we will. And we'll be there to tell each other when it happens.
そうですね。兄さん、好きです。
All of a sudden, she plants a kiss on my cheek. Now my heart's beating a mile a minute. She didn't used to be the kind of girl who would kiss me like that. She also couldn't say an honest I love you before. She keeps changing and maturing by the day, and I think that's a very lovely thing. A lone man stands in front of the church. He had prepared himself for the emotion that would come rushing back to him. And that proved to be a pointless endeavor. His heart hadn't budged an inch the last time he stood here. The only thing he registers in his mind is the fact that he's at the Morino Church. White cat leisurely makes its way towards him, making a stop at his feet. It sits and stares at him. Stares straight at him. Lets out a single meow.
こいつは
Man bends down to pet the cat. He remembers this cat. The same cat he told to watch over a certain girl in his absence. Oh no. Misaki was the one who named Mephistopheles. The man understands what this means.
そうか
And he looks at the cat and smiles.
ご苦労メフィストフェレス
He utters a name belonging to the demon the alchemist Faust made his contract with. The cat meows again. It's a more affectionate cry than anyone else has ever heard from its mouth. Sister Therese goes inside the confessional and kneels down. She had made a daily habit out of coming here after finishing her work for the day, and at both the school and the church. She enters the right side room, two-sided area. However, there's no one on the other side to listen to what she has to say. Typically, during a confession, a priest would occupy that room. They would be there to listen to the Lord's lost lambs and guide them in their struggles. She didn't come here to have anyone listen to her, however, and she had no particular sins to confess to. Every day, she would simply come here and say what was on her mind.
天にまします我らの父よ
It is custom she would always say the words of the Our Father before starting. After that, she talks. It all started on that one fateful day. She had come to make a habit of its sense. Words coming from her mouth might as well be a prayer. She hears a noise on the other side. It was the sound of someone coming inside.
神父様
She picks up light sounds of footsteps. Can sense a faint presence on the other side. Someone is undoubtedly there. And not only that, she knows who it is. But in spite of that, she can't bring herself to say his name. The first one to open their mouth is the person on the other side of the thin wall.
学院から出るなと言っただろう
Deep voice she was well acquainted with. Sister Therese knows the man sitting opposite to her.
そちら側はあなたが座って良い場所ではないわ
細かいことは気にするな相変わらずだな学院生の時から変わらない
あなたも学院生の時からそうやって私の邪魔をして
いつだったか怒られたな
それはそうよここは神聖な場所でジンが必要以上に神父様にけしかけるから
久々に名前を呼んだな
あなたが呼ばせないようなことをしなければ今までも呼んでいたわ
悪かったとは言わない
ええそうねそんな間柄でもないわ
俺が決めたことだそしてそれももう済んだ
そうよかったわね
なぜここにいる学院にいろと伝えたはずだが
聞いたのよここにいればあなたが来ると
なるほど
あなたはいつもそう勝手に決めて一方的に要件だけ話して
教会の前でメフィストフェレスと会えたこのシナリオを書いた誰かに少しだけ感謝するとしよう
今日は時間がありそうねせっかくだからなんでそんなに学院にいさせたがるのか聞いてもいいかしら
お前も知っている通りあの学院は両国の高官の子息たちも通っている互いの人質を収容した施設とも取れるそこに被害が出るようなことがあれば事態は悪化するだが学院に架かる橋をそれが計画遂行の合図だった
I accidentally cut him off there.
その戦乱自体は一日もあれば収束するそうなるように仕組んだ
あなたにも一かけらの良心があったのね。
この国の腐った海を出すための計画だからな。事態を知らない無関係の人間を巻き込むのは本意じゃない。
あら、あなたからそんな言葉が出るとは思わなかったわ。
お前が望まないものを俺は望まない。
それはどういう意味？
これが終わればお前が望んだ世界が待ってる。
なぜ今になってそんなことを話すの？
お前と会えるのはこれで最後だからな。今の世界の犠牲になった人間のためにお前が犠牲になる必要はない。
あなた！
新しい世界に生きろマリエ。
相変わらずあなたはそう一方的に結論だけ私に話してねえ、聞いてるの？ジン！
No matter how loudly she calls his name, there is no response. She leaves her room to peek into the other side, but no one is there. There are no signs that a person even was there. The only thing she hears is the sound of the church doors closing. If she runs now, she might be able to catch one last glimpse of him. However, she just shakes her head.
そうやって勝手に消えて。
Final words he spoke to her replay in her mind. Nothing else even worries her at the moment. After leaving the church, Misaki Jin takes a few dozen paces before he comes to a stop.
分かっている。抵抗はしない。
A single man comes walking toward him. Now, even a second later, red lasers dot Chin's body as if he were being tied up with some kind of invisible rope. He knows he has nowhere to run.
手際がいいな。合衆国陸軍情報局保安部。これはイノコシではないな。
俺だ、Misaki Jin。
桐竹指導。
こんな格好で失礼するよ。何分時間がなかった。
もはや伝説の人間と成り下がった老兵がまだ生きていたのか。
そう言われると面目ないな。
しかしこのスピードまだまだ衰えていないと見える。これはあんたのシナリオか？
いや、密告があった。
Jin falls silent for a brief second, then continues with his ever-present poker face.
そうか。小さな女の子の密告。
分かっているなら話は早い。もはや逃げることもできないのも分かっているだろう。
分かっている。今頃クライアントも手を引いているだろう。未来予測演算が欲しいなどという腰抜けに居座る気概はないだろうからな。
その様子だとこれもお前の手の内か？
そうだ。俺の描いたシナリオだ。
そうか。強がりでないことはわかるよ。なんとなくだがな。
Shino then raises a single hand. Soldiers then lower the gun and inch closer towards Jin. Just as Misaki Jin himself stated, he doesn't resist. Ten years ago, a horrible tragedy occurred. It came to be known later as the 7/20/25 incident. The name given to the attack made on Dr. Taro 10 years ago was an act of terrorism instigated by the top officials of the Commonwealth of the Commonwealth of Japan's army and perpetrated by Masaki Sadao. Due to the chaos from the incident itself, the Kujo's cell treatment was lost to the world forever. Misaki Jin's client secret military intelligence agency for a certain country. Not only did they want the ability offered by the Kujo cell treatment, but they wanted to use that ability to see the future and apply it for military use. They saw Misaki Jin as a vanguard of sorts, leading the charge for their ambitions. However, unbeknownst to them, Misaki Jin was using them for his own gains. So basically, he knew that this was like the most peaceful way of doing that. And that's why he did all of that. Now I just feel sad for the guy. No public records of it whatsoever were left behind. Every bit of detail pertaining to the incident became extremely classified information. Now, to explain what happened that day. It all started with the development of a groundbreaking medical procedure. The artificial stem cell treatment created by Dr. Tobutaro was truly a marvel of modern medicine. It boasted the ability to cure even hereditary diseases. Even today, it wouldn't be a stretch to call it one of the greatest achievements of science. Nobody had come close to solving this problem prior to its discovery. Many people had their eyes set on Dr. Tobu's research, but there was one group in particular who was keenly interested. This group was the radicalist faction of the Commonwealth, and their goal was to use the new artificial stem cells for military purposes. Not long after, they created a plan to seize his research. They enlisted the help of a single man to achieve this. His name was Misaki Sadao, an elite member of the Commonwealth military with an aspiring future ahead of him at the time. They sold him on the boons it would bring to the military and pressured him even further with claims that his wife, who was afflicted with a genetic disorder, would be able to be cured. He gathered a task force of elite soldiers, and together they went to Special District Morno, where Dr. Tobu's research lab was located at the time. Everything was set up for them to complete their objective with ease. The raid itself was a success, and that should have been their chance to seal the research and withdraw. Strangely enough, however, it seemed that most of Dr. Tobu's work had been destroyed. It was almost as if he had known about the raid in advance. Furthermore, there was a young and upcoming politician by the name of Yukishiro George, who was a personal acquaintance of the doctor. He took swift action in response to the situation. He mobilized the UPJ's armed forces, sending the elite unit of the Information Bureau Security Department to respond in just a matter of hours. Though Misaki Sadao's squad should have had the element of surprise on their side, they ended up the victims of an ambush instead, pinned down by the UPJ troops in what resulted in an unprecedented failure for the mission. After this incident, the radicalist faction of the Commonwealth lost a great deal of its influence. Even though the 725 incident was not made public, it was solely responsible for many public changes both in Morno itself and elsewhere. Morno Special Districts implemented strict security and immigration restrictions. UPJ's security department established an intelligence agency there. The young politician Yukishiro George shot up in popularity. The greatly weakened radicalist faction of the Commonwealth treaded deeper down the path of radicalization. Lastly, it inspired resentment in the heart of the man who eventually would work from the shadows to plan the radicalist faction's timely death. After the conclusion of the 725 incident, Misaki Sadao was executed for insurrection. His son, Misaki Jin, doubted their claims of treason. He investigated and learned of the cruel methods the radicalist faction had used to sway his father into joining their cause. After discovering the truth, Jin infiltrated the inner workings of the radicalists in order to execute a reckless plan to unite all of Japan. Radicalists had troops on their way to invade the Special District Morno. He also instigated a simultaneous assassination attempt on the President of the United Provinces of Japan. It mattered not whether either mission was met with success or failure. They would inevitably cause the radicalists to lose their footing throughout all of Japan. He cast them to the flames, declaring his position that Japan had no need for their kind. The silver lining to all of this was that both plots had been successfully thwarted. Jin's machinations were finally laid to rest at the Morino Church. The single person responsible for his defeat,
森ので始まり森ので終わるか。
Shido mutters that comment to himself after he finishes reading through the report. The report in question contains information about the Misaki case, a record of the hidden strifes born from the 725 incident. Almost every incident the security department had been pursuing for the last few years could be traced back to Misaki Jin in some way or another. The report in front of him read almost like a history of the man's life for the past 10 years as he ran from them.
お前が終わらせたのか、ペイジ。いや、東部カイト。
He mutters again. Misaki Jin had had an encounter with two people before he came to the Morino Church. Tobukaito and Hiragi Koharu. Tobukaito had led a difficult life ever since that incident. Shido knows that to be fact. Shido George had kept the 725 incident out of the realm of the public knowledge to protect the son of his good friend, as well as to keep secret the research he gave his life to protect. He erased any and all records of Hiragi Koharu's operation to receive Kujo cell treatment. He also got rid of the name Tobukaito. As far as history was concerned, the Kujo cell treatment had never existed. I will say how thorough his cleansing was. He had utilized both Shido and the power of the Information Bureau's security department to accomplish those goals. Shido can't help but think about the man named Misaki Jin. Though they had taken different paths, that man still threw his everything into what he did, just like they did. He had his own visions of how to save the country he so loved. He was sure to go down in history as a fanatic. But in time, many years from now, people will come to recognize who he truly was. They will laud him as a hero who sacrificed himself for the country's future. He could only wonder if there was even a single person out there who knew of Misaki Jin's true colors.
いや、これは愚問だな。
If that man had any allies, history likely would have changed. No, there's no maybes in history. The only future we know is the present.
さて、そろそろか。
Never knew May's house was this huge. Received a call from my old man and he told me to come here. He informed me that he had been working as a butler in the Yukishido household.
よく来たな。
I fucking adore this soundtrack. Like, this soundtrack in particular is amazing, I feel. He literally comes strolling out of the mansion. So you really are working as a butler.
今はこっちの方が清掃だ。似合ってるだろ。
We both know you just want me to say yes. So anyways, what did you want?
Misaki Jinは保安部が身柄を確保した。
Wait, why do you know that name?
知らないと思ったか？
Well, now you think about it, guess there was no reason you wouldn't. He was one of the people who first established the UPJ's intelligence agencies, after all. It was only natural that he'd know of a name as dangerous as him.
お前と柊小春が正樹と会っていたという情報も俺の耳に入っている。だから一応伝えておこうと思ってな。
So you already know pretty much the whole story? Or already knew, I guess I should say.
すまないと思っている。ほとぼりが冷めたら話すつもりだった。
No, it was best for you not to. Even if you told me the whole truth, I know I would have understood it fully unless I had my memories back.
ペイジ。いや、東部カイト。
Right, that's my real name. I'm the son of Tobutaro.
そうだ。それでどうする？これから。お前が 東部カイトとして生きていく手はずは整っている。幸代さんが大統領となった今、手続きはよりやりやすい格好になっている。よく考えて結論を出せ。
Thanks, but I already have my answer. I'm going to keep living as Tobu Kaito.
そうか。それでいい。
But is it still alright for me to call you my old man?
構わん。俺のことを親父と呼べるのはお前だけだ。
Like, you don't really get that many, like, heartfelt family moments between these two. So this is just extremely nice. Thank you, Dad. Felt the tears coming, but I quickly fight back against the emotions. He's the last person I want to cry in front of.
そうだ、カイト。彼女のことだが、お前に任せていいのか？
Who?
柊小春だ。
Yeah, of course.
そうか。それならいい。
Smiles after I give my answer. I'll have to make sure and introduce him to Koharu-Route next time. Considering her personality, she might actually get along quite swimmingly with the retired soldier. Today is the day of Morino's Floating Lanterns Festival. I met up first with Suguri. Koharu was running late because she had some other business to take care of first.
活気があっていいね。お祭りはこうでなくっちゃね。
Yeah, you said it.
ところで何？これからメイのところに行く予定なんだけど、一緒に来る？
Yeah, I'm actually waiting on Koharu right now.
そっか、小春ちゃんとね。
So about that thing I said I wanted to talk about. I remember you now, Suguri. I know why you were crying when you first saw me. That boy you watched the lanterns with 10 years ago was me, I'm positive. Sorry.
びっくりしただけ。そっか。やっぱり。
Oops, fuck. You know what this means? I was basically lying to you, but I promise. I really couldn't remember. Not just you, but everything from back then.
仕方ないよ。
So much happened back then that it's kind of hard to summarize it, really.
なんとなくわかるよ。いつか説明できるようになったら話を聞かせてよ。
Thank you, Suguri. That means a lot.
ってことで、カイト、お久しぶり。
I'm back, Suri. I don't want to ever forget you again.
カイト。
Won't forget how we saw the lanterns together, how we played together. None of it ever again.
私も忘れないよ。
I appreciate that. Smile she's making is the same smile she made back then. Like when we saw the floating lanterns together all that time ago.
おっと、それじゃあ私、メイのところに行く約束あるから。
Right, sorry to hold you up.
それじゃあまた学院で。
Yep.
カイト。
Huh?
好きだったぞ。
Ha.
それじゃあまた明日。
She spins around and takes off running. She weaves her way through the throngs of people as she sprints away. I wasn't planning on saying anything to her as she left. But after all that's happened, that's a lot easier said than done. Suri! Thank you! I shouldn't have actually screamed. There's people sleeping. Shout her name as loud as I can, so there's no doubt she'll hear me. If one of the vicinity turns immediately and stares. I know I'm the one who went and did it, but it's kind of embarrassing. Though she doesn't turn around, I see Suguri's hand waving as she runs. After a few seconds, she fully disappears within the crowd. That's the second speech that we have to read. You know what? I'm gonna read it with you.
あなた方から与えられた信頼に感謝させてください。ありがとう。選んでくれてありがとう。信頼に応えられるよう力の限りを尽くして頑張ります。そしてここ森野をはじめとする日本国民の皆さん、こんばんは。雪城ジョージです。この度私は日本合衆国の大統領に就任いたしました。ここで私は所信表明をしたいと思います。こことはどこか、それは森の特別区です。なぜ合衆国の大統領が森の特別区で所信表明をと疑問に思った方もおられるでしょう。もちろんその疑問に答えることと私の表明はイコールです。誠に私事で申し訳ないのですが、私はここ森野で育ちました。ここ森野で学び、友と語らい、伴侶を得ました。私はここから始まったと言っても過言ではありません。この私にとっての始まりの土地で所信表明ができることを嬉しく思っています。さて、私はここで一つの提案をしたい。合衆国の皆さんが選んだものとして、合衆国、日本連邦、森の特別区、それぞれの土地に住まう皆さんに一つの提案をしたい。聞いてください。我々の手で別れ別れになった国を再び一つに戻しましょう。これを私は皆さんに提案したい。約100年前、我々の祖先は長きにわたる内戦によって国が消耗するより平和を選びました。以来大きな内戦もなく100年の時を歩んできました。我々はここでもう一歩進むことを選びましょう。我々の意思をお互いに認め合うことで二つに分かれた国を一つに戻しましょう。そのためにそれぞれの国の人々に提案したい。話し合いにより法律を通すことで分かれた国を一つにしましょう。この提案を皆さんが受け入れた時、我々は歴史の節目に立つことになります。ここで今までの歴史が終わり、ここから我々が歴史を築くことになります。いつか皆さんはこの日を日本統一が始まった日と思い出すことになるでしょう。いつか皆さんはこの日を分裂した日本が終わった日と思い出すことになるでしょう。それは我々が歴史を築き始めた証明として歴史に刻まれることになるでしょう。我々の歴史は終わらない。先ほど私は一つに戻すと言いました。これは間違っているかもしれません。我々は戻すのではなく一つにして始めるのです。さあ皆さん、日本統一を始めましょう。我々はここまでで終わりにしましょう。我々はここから始めましょう。
We got the achievement. Citizen of Japan. Listen to the end until the end of Yukishiro George's second speech. Although it's technically his third speech, because you know you can also listen to the second speech in the Suguri-Route, which that's kind of stupid, actually. Anyways, a lot of things have happened over these past few days. It's been quite hectic, to say the least. Too hectic, if I'm being honest. Didn't think anything could surprise me now after all I'd been through. After all that I'd been through. But that was why Yukishiro's George inaugural speech shook me to my very core. mentioned something called the Bilateral Unification Bill. A proposed measure that would unite the Commonwealth and the United Provinces of Japan into one country. It disavowed armed conflict and aimed to settle everything as peacefully as possible. The moderates of the Commonwealth and UBJ had joined together, uniting under the banner of Yukishiro George. Who knows what kind of battles had been going on behind the scenes to make this happen. He stands proudly at the podium and yet speaks with fine subtlety as he shares his vision of a unified Japan. It's almost too good to be true. I tell myself it has to be a dream. But this dream had become reality. As for why he gave the speech in Morino of all places, probably knew the reason. No one wished for this more than the people of Morino. Though it had always carried an image of a land of peace and prosperity due to its position as a DMZ, this tiny area of land felt more like a prison to its residents. No one yearned for freedom as much as the people from Morino did. President Yukishiro made sure to let these people know loud and clear. This was the end of an era. This was the beginning of a new future. As he spoke of these enticing promises, he made an appeal to the people. This was where the real battle would start. It would be a path fraught with hardships, and every one of us would have to work hard. Achieving this grand vision would be anything but simple. But even so, he wanted to take that chance. He wanted his fellow countrymen to join him on this journey. It was a journey that could be forfeited at any time. The option to give up will never go away. But for now, we would walk. We would keep moving forward. We would embrace the bitterness of having to abandon whatever unrealistic dream we held for the future. But keep optimistic enough to face reality as we forged ahead. He had decided to be the one who led his people to the promised land. This was the path he had chosen, and the people had chosen him in kind. I met up with Koharu almost immediately after Suguri left. We had to a spot with a good view of the ocean and watched as the countless lanterns drift in the water. Blurry lights gently sway among the ocean of waves, and an endless stream of those beacons were being carried out to sea. It was Suguri the first time I saw this.
そうだったんですか。
Did you ever see it then?
ちょうど最後の手術中でした。だから父さんも見てません。
Why did she still say our father? It should be your father, because they aren't actual siblings. Man, I wish I could have gotten the chance to tell him about it then. Sorry.
いえ。
Also, I've kind of been wondering something. Why do you call my dad father too?
父さんは手術をするのが不安な小春に教えてくれました。小春を助けるための治療に使うものは父さんの最愛の人から託されたものであると。
Person he loved most.
兄さんのお母さんです。
Ah, Kujo. I think I remember that being my mom's maiden name. Oh, so it actually was her name.
はい。小春はこの手術で生まれ変わると教えてくれました。本当に生まれ変わりました。だから兄さんの両親は小春にとって第二の両親なんです。
You don't hate him?
おえ、
I mean, you've suffered so much because of the side effects from the Kujo cells.
兄さん、小春が生きていられるのも父さんとお母さんのおかげですから。小春は幸せ者です。大切なものを託されたと思ってます。
That's how you think of it.
はい。
She flashes a smile so bright and beaming, so devoid of any shred of doubt. She really does seem like one of the happiest girls in the world. My dad was one lucky guy. was lucky to have met you as his first patient. You were the one who agreed to test his years of worth of time and hard work. That's why he believed you, Koharu. That's why he believed you when you said you saw the future. That's why he gave you to me and told us to escape, Koharu.
兄さん。
Sorry, I didn't mean to make you cry.
いえ。嬉し涙です。
Yeah, I know.
兄さんはひどい人です。
Sorry about that. But in exchange, I'll protect you, Koharu. I'll always be there for you, now and forever. Is that good enough?
辛いです。辛いです。泣くしかないじゃないですか。
I hold her to my chest as she sobs.
兄さん。ずーっとついていきます。
Well, we'll always be by each other's side. Struck her head as we stand in silence for a while. Keep her in my arms, paying no attention to the people around us. Surely we should be allowed just this little display. After all, Koharu is the one who kept hope alive here in Morino. She is the reason this wondrous display of lights still happened. This was her gift to me, the entire population of Morino. I want her to experience true happiness. I want to give her everything and more. I pray that she and I will be able to spend our lives together forever. Please, never let such unfortune and suffering come her way ever again. Please, for now and forever. I'm jostled away by a gentle shaking sensation. Looking around, I notice that I'm in the middle of a train car. I squint my eyes against the blinding light permeating through the windows. See a wonderful town, beautiful sea stretching out as far as the eye can see. Oh, I remember now.
何をですか?
Good morning.
おはようございます。よく寝ていましたよ。
Yeah, that's it.
それ?
It was this same shaking that woke me up back then.
いつですか?
When I first came to Morino.
初めて。
Actually, it was my first time. Well, anyways, I thought it was back then.
うん。
Sorry, did I bring back bad memories?
いいえ、だいぶ忘れちゃいました。
Ah, okay. That's good then. An announcement resounds throughout the train. Wait, hold on. Koharu forgot something. I do not like the sound of that. Morino Rail will be arriving at its destination shortly. She and I were about to arrive at the place we called our second home. Gonna get our bag down then.
はい。ほら、二人ともそろそろ降りますよ。
Oh! They have a family now.
まだ眠い。
This is what I want in like these future scenes.
それじゃあ、二人とも置いていっちゃおうかな。
That's something I would say as a parent.
起きる。起きた。
The kids get up from their seats, then go over to take her hand. They each take her hand. She's definitely got her hands full now, in more ways than one.
ほら、両手塞がないで。荷物持てないでしょ。
No worries, just keep the kiddos entertained, Koharu.
いいのでしょうか。いいよ、小春ちゃん。いいよ、小春ちゃん。もう、その呼び方。
Oh, it even says Tobu Koharu now. I just noticed that. I like it. Oh, this is really nice. It feels really fucking nice. Like I'm giddy now. This is fucking beautiful, man. She fixates me with a smoldering glare. Essentially, she didn't like it when that I called her Koharu-chan in front of the kids. But even when faced with her wrath, I'm not scared in the slightest. Well, she has all the ferocity of a kitten. As cute as one too. Count myself lucky I get to see that adorable face she made just now. Okay, sorry, Mom.
はい。行きましょうか。
The bilateral unification bill was passed in both the UPJ and the Commonwealth, and once both countries met and gave their approval here in Morno, the dream of unifying Japan into one nation was finally realized. But that was only as far as legal matters were concerned. After the two governments joined, strife and discord broke out across the nation. Hearing about the deluge of social problems gripping our nation was practically an everyday occurrence. Despite that, the joint passion of the unification far outweighed the chaos, and the people of Japan poured everything they could into solving those issues. Morino was named temporary capital of the newly formed nation. The city is much livelier and active now as a result. I wanted to catch the tram, but maybe we can just take a taxi instead. Now that the restriction on cars has been lifted, commuting was easier and more convenient than ever.
そうですね。子供たちもいますし。チンチン電車。
God fucking damn it!
チンチン電車。
Hey, you two! Don't be saying things like ding dong in public, like a certain someone I know.
覚えているのですか？
My memory's gotten a lot sharper recently, like a certain someone. After calling a cab, we have it drive us out to Memorial Park. We're here. I always feel so calm and at peace when I come to this place. Back when I lost my memories, this was the first place I ventured to after leaving Academy Island. Sure brings back memories.
初めての出会いはここでしたね。
Yep, I feel like I already knew you then, though.
気のせいですよ。
Yeah, it's gotta be. Though I feel like you felt that way too, Koharu.
もう子供たちの前では言っちゃダメです。
Hmm? Our way off over there.
え、
Kids had already darted off and left us behind.
そっちは危ないわよ。母さん、こっちにお花畑があるよ。あるよ。あ、雪城さんの花畑ですね。
Sure is. I had spent 2 years as a student at Tenchido after I was freed from my duties in the UPJ army. It probably doesn't need to be said, but I spent every moment of my time with Koharu. Right after I graduated, I asked her to marry me. I told her I wanted to wait until she graduated to have the wedding. Seemed like she had seen this coming, probably literally, since she didn't seem the least bit shocked. Even so, she smiled and cried tears of joy. I still remember the look on her face up to this day. Just as promised, we got married after she graduated. Mei and Suguri were there to congratulate us. The rest of my classmates called me a criminal, with Yoshimizu spearheading the pack. I'll always remember that. From there, we went around telling the good news to everyone we could. We had no relatives to speak of, but we made sure to inform everyone who had been there to support us throughout the years. They all wished us nothing but happiness. We went especially for all of the people who knew my dad, Dr. Tobu. They told me so many wonderful stories about him. I haven't forgotten a single one of them. For some reason, my old man punched me when we told him. I'll never forget that, believe me. After that, we settled down somewhere a fair distance away from Morno. We were blessed with 2 lovely children, and our lives became a helter-skelter mess. That brings us to today. Our kids found out. Oh, like they look exactly like the flashback to when he ran to the Academy Island with Koharu. Like, I think she also had those clothes on, just like with the white hair. And also, like, it looks like they got like rid of the cells in their body, because I assume they have their normal hair again. Our kids finally reached the age where we could bring them along to pay their respects. This is the small memorial that Koharu showed me that one time all those years ago. It's been a while since we've come to visit the grave where my father and everyone else who passed away in that incident were all laid to
お
rest.
父さん、お母さん、こんにちは。久しぶりです。
Also, what the fuck? Also, that is a one hell of a skirt. Just saying. She grew up fine. Just saying. Koharu's real parents were buried here too, as they had been caught up in the incident as victims as well. This place is far more special to her than it is for me. Kids are staring at us intently as we clasp our hands together and pray.
ほら、あなたたちも挨拶しなさい。
Koharu lightly scolds the kids.
こんにちは。こんにちは。
They're greeting them almost like they would their friends at daycare. They said goodbye to us as they departed this world, and now many years later, we're back to say hello. Can't help but smile wryly at the thought. A bit out of place for the occasion, but hey, I'm sure they'll forgive us. You know my dad and the others would. No doubt about it. Kids then follow our example and join their hands together. That a somewhat chilly breeze passes by. What's wrong? She looks at me almost in shock, it seems.
思い出しました。
What?
兄さんが小春を救ってくれた夜です。
Back when we escaped my father's lab?
いいえ、この記念公演の時です。
Alright.
後、兄さんのお部屋で見た夢。
It's literally just this scene, isn't it? Right. One you said was a secret.
あの時見たのは、今、この時だったんですね。小春と兄さんが結婚してて、男の子と女の子の可愛い子供を連れて。
Like, this is kind of like after stories that I really want. Just them just happily living, like, maybe a year or two down the line. Ideally, this situation where they've gone on to actually build families, and they just reminisce about the things that happened. Like, that's the kind of thing that I want. I want to see them in the future just know, like, they are having an absolutely beyond happy life. That's the kind of shit I want. So this ending here is making me extremely fucking happy.
今、この時の夢でした。
Well, how about that?
たどり着きました。
Looks like you managed to see something pretty special with that foresight of yours.
はい。はい。
Tear droplets start to form in her round eyes. So lean over and kiss them away.
兄さん、小春、この時のこと忘れてました。毎日幸せで忘れてました。この幸せな夢のこと。
So do you know what happens after this, Koharu? She shakes her head.
わかりません。この先のことは見てません。それに、
She lightly touches her hair. Her hair dyed a deep shade of black. That is proof that the Kujo cells have completely bonded with her body.
もう未来は見えません。
That and your perfect memory has gotten a little fuzzy too. Also, like, what I meant when I earlier said, like, what the fuck is wrong with this skirt? Because, like, the skip, QL, and auto, quick load, and quick save and auto button, it looks like it doesn't end there, but just goes down. But at the same time, it looked really tight. So what I was wondering, how the fuck is she walking?
はい。
Well, we don't need to see our future anyways. We create it together, with our own two hands.
はい。兄さんと一緒に。兄さんと一緒に。
Guess we gotta be more quiet.
そうですね。
By the way, just say that I'm referring to each other like that. That's probably a big problem with friendly children because, you know, it could spawn ideas of incest in their heads. That wouldn't be good. Wouldn't be good at all. No, not at all. Really bad. She wipes her tears away with a giggle and gives me a warm smile. Well, we better get going now. Suguri booked out all of the Higashimura Yamaka for us after all. She booked all of that out? Is she fucking rich?
はい。とっても楽しみです。
We face the monument and say our final goodbyes. Next year, we'll be back here to say our hellos.
ほら、あなたたちも挨拶しなさい。ここには他の人も眠っているからね。はーい。
I rarely smile at their cheer-filled responses, then look at the graves and say one last thing. Be back the next year to make another ruckus. So see you then.
おじいちゃん、おばあちゃん、さようなら。皆さん、さようなら。おやすみなさい。
This was legitimately nice. Like, that felt really fucking nice. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and talk over this. Because actually, no. Because there's an additional option in the collection. The Dwarf and the Flask, Saw a Dream, and Hello Goodbye. Those are 2 achievements I just got. Now the only achievements we still have going is Expert at Work, play the game with all glossary entries having been read, and I'm out of save slots, play the game with all save slots used, because those are the 2 we need to get good night, unlock all achievements. Might as well, I could actually get these here right now. Characters, so this is this. So you can even like see what the outfits are. And you can see expressions. Yay. 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 Also just 2 outfits. I'm surprised. She has 3 outfits. She has the most outfits. She has only 1 good expression. She has like 3. She has 3 outfits as well. She only has 1. No good expressions. She only has 2 expressions. She only has 2? She only has 2. Hiroshimizu has like the most. Boom, 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 boom. And only 1 outfit. He has 2 outfits. His normal suit and this. Just look at him. He only has 1 outfit. He only has 1 outfit. And he's just very angry. He also only has 2 outfits. And you can actually have like Tobu Kaito here. So that's where where that picture came from, because I saw a picture that was literally just double distance. It was literally just this. So I was extremely confused. Like, what the fuck is that? Why is that? Huh? That doesn't make sense. But apparently it does. There's literally just 2 settings for this. Anyways, why is this all white? There we go. So yeah, so what's the only ones left? With all glossary entries read. Still have the rest of the glossary entries, yeah. Misaki Incident, Tobukaito Replacement Incident 2, 3, 4. Ideology of Misaki Jin. Ideology of Misaki Jin. Misaki Incident. An act of terrorism instigated by Misaki Jin. The details of this case are known only to those at the highest level of the Intelligence Bureau and top-ranking politicians. Not only did he fail in his plans, but the damages were kept to a minimum as well. Tobukaito Replacement Incident 2. One of the possible plans that Misaki Jin had envisioned involved capturing Dr. Tobu's son, Kaito, and using him for the Kujo cells that he possessed. By the time that Misaki Jin had begun working behind the scenes to enact this grand plan, Kaito was living with the army of the United Provinces under a false name. Since his name had been effectively erased from the family registry, he pushed the radicalists to begin working from the shadows to try and discern his identity. First, the Commonwealth radicalists used one of the organizations under their control, the Ground Staff Office, to prepare an operation with the false name Tobukaito, and have them infiltrate the prestigious Tenshiro Academy of Morino. In response to that, the radicalists of the UPJ, of which Inokoshi was one of the ringleaders, decided to send an agent of their own from the security department. That agent, ironically, was the real Tobukaito himself. The operation was approved, and Jin's plan to use the radicalists to obtain the Kujo cells for himself was thus set into motion. Both agencies ultimately faced off with one another in direct conflict, causing the operation to collapse. The mission was declared a failure for both sides. The Kujo cells were assumed to have been lost. However, in reality, Tobukaito had reawakened his ability offered to him by his Kujo cells and used it to flee danger. He lost his memories of the incident after making his escape and carried out the orders that had been given to him. The real Tobukaito, having survived and gone on to attend Tenshiro Academy, was a possibility that Misaki Jin had not accounted for in his plans. Though this threw Misaki Jin's plans, of course, that wasn't actually the strangest things that had happened to him. Hiragi Koharu, another bearer of the Kujo cells, had contacted him prior to the incident of her own accord. She had learned that Misaki Jin was after Kaito through her future predictions and had reached out in order to hopefully save him. It was too late to stop the Blazon mission, however, which happened almost immediately after Koharu contacted him. Since he had effectively succeeded in his plans to obtain the Kujo cells, Jin had no qualms in letting Tobukaito go free. The reason he stayed on standby while Kaito attended Tenshiro was on the behest of Koharu, and for the purpose of disrupting Inokoshi and the other radicalists from coming into contact with him. The ideology of Misaki Jin. Misaki Jin had sunk into a deep depression following the 7/25 incident that his father had caused. He lost faith in his country and struggled to make sense of his father's actions. A boiling fury had hot enough to scorch his body built up inside him, causing him to hate and resent the world. Flames of rage burned inside him, leading him down the path of madness. Whoops. I'm gonna pour myself another glass because Jesus Christ, that's a lot of reading. Leading him down the path of madness. He had a promise to himself that he would learn from the mistakes his father made and letting the radicalists use him use him as their pawn. He swore an oath of revenge to make them the sacrifices instead. However, he still maintained sanity. He hadn't completely surrendered himself to his fanatical goals. There was one person in this world whom he still loved. She was the childhood friend of his, whom grieved with him after his father's death 10 years ago. She was someone who had chosen not to live not for herself, but for her god. At the present time, she worked as a nun and a teacher at their old alma mater. Misaki Jin had decided to take up arms and fight against the evil and injustice of the world, to create a world where the one person he loved could live peacefully the life she wanted, and as its creator, he would become the god of that new world. To Misaki Jin, that was the sole purpose of his life. And with that, we got the achievement that we read every glossary entry. Now all that's left is just click new game. Yes, we get it. And just go to save, and boom, 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 boom. I don't really need to show this. I mean, I could talk about my thoughts while doing this. No, not alright. Like, this game, it was amazing. I fucking adored it. It was genuinely good. It had like when like the story was really fucking intriguing. Like it's up there with Did Demons Out of Love with Me And Seventh of which, though the Ditzy Demons Are in Love With Me is up there for a different reason, because that was just dumb fun galore and was really nice and heartwarming at the same time. But this one, it's just, it was a spy drama. You can clearly, that one is obvious. That I don't have to tell you that. But I really liked the way it went. Especially like how everything was, like the Koharu-Route was a culmination of everything. And especially the ending for the Koharu-Route. That was the fucking best thing, in my opinion. I fucking adored it. So yeah. And there we go. I'm out of save slots, and good night. Which is gonna be the name of this part. So yeah. I thank you for basically going on this little journey with me. Really enjoyed this. And I really want to keep talking about this, but this also the background, like, isn't like one of the backgrounds from the scenes or something. Like this one is like the background that was there at the beginning of the game now. So yeah, this game was legitimate. It was fucking amazing. It was, and it really got me at points. Like seriously, like fucking story of the May. Like that was something else. Like I didn't expect anything, and same with like I'm sorry I'm so bad at expressing this, but I just really enjoyed it. This was really good, in my opinion. Like, I expected to not really like the Koharu-Route because of the whole Oni-san shit. But that may be my favorite now. Like, the Koharu-Route may be my favorite now. Which I didn't expect. Like, I didn't expect that at all, so... yeah. It's really amazing, so... something that I think I already said in the last video that I uploaded on Sunday. I will now probably... next part is probably gonna be... just... Koharu-Route. I'm just gonna be playing Koharu-Route actively. At this... like always, instead of just only in the weekends. Unless there's like something on sale that I could play. Yeah, no. That's the problem with not having that much money. Anyways, so yeah. I sincerely hope you guys enjoyed this game as much as I did. Let's just go ahead and put Imagine on. It's so beautiful. Yeah, so beautiful. This is another one I really adore. What's this? Nothing. So yeah, this game as one itself plays deep in my heart. This may be one of my all-time favorites now. I'm saying this now when I haven't played that many. Like, I only recently got into visual novels. Like, that all began with me like making this dumb joke about, hey, y'all didn't believe me when I said I was a weeb, and then playing the Ditzidians Are in Love With Me, and then legitimately enjoying that. Like, the only reason why I played that was, okay, I want to meme it up. Okay, what's the most weeby game I can think of? Nekopara. But too many people already made videos on that, so let's go ahead and look at that. But I remember there's a game that the artists... There's another game where the artist behind Nekopara was also behind it. And that one being the Ditty Demons are in love with me. So that's why I played that one. Oh yeah, but I never in my life I think I've I've just made a better decision. Like I don't think I would have this much fun making YouTube videos at this point if I didn't decide to start playing the Demons Are in Love with Me. Like playing all these visual novels, it's really become like a passion, I could say. You may laugh at me because I haven't been playing them for that long, but honestly, honest to God, I can't wait to just pick up the next one and play. And the only thing I can do is hope that I can get more games that are as amazing as this one. Because, like I said, this one was amazing. Like half the time I didn't expect what to think would happen. But it also it didn't completely leave in the dark either. Like if you knew what to do, you could somewhat piece together what might happen. And I like that. I really adore that. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this game as much as me. If you know any other games from the people who wrote the story for this, tell me. Dear God, please tell me, because I need more of that. That was amazing. So yeah, at this point I'm just gushing, so I should just shut up and end the video before it gets too long. Anyways, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you next time. Bye-bye. And good night, I guess. It's which is fitting since it's half past midnight. So I guess it already is Thursday, I think. It is Thursday, right? Yeah, it is Thursday now. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and bye. And hope you'll join me for the next few projects as well. Since as much as I enjoy these videos, seeing people react to these and just telling me how much they enjoyed it, it may sound silly, but that just makes it even more fulfilling. Like, I make these videos for myself, but just seeing that there's other people who legitimately enjoy them, that just warms your heart. And so I legitimately hope you guys will keep watching my videos and enjoying them, and yeah, see you next time. Bye-bye. I just say that. Shouldn't really say next time, since there won't be next time for this game, sadly. I wish there was more of this game I could play, but see you in part... What part? Part's gonna be... It's gonna be part 20 something. Oh no, it's only gotta be part 18. So yeah, see you in part 18 of Koharu-Route then. Bye bye.